Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tait Talks podcast. I'm here with returning guest John Dore.
So close to TED Talk.
Yes.
TED Talks.
Yeah, that was the idea behind it.
Oh, you can start telling me about empathy and psychology.
No, just like the retarded version of it. I don't care about that stuff.
Good.
Just exploiting people.
I don't even know what empathy is.
Yeah, that's welcome to the Psycho podcast.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you in 3 months.
Yeah.
I think the last time you were here, I wrote it on my thing, was October.
That was a very professional setup you got.
I know. It's going through I tried to make it professional so that people couldn't see it, and then I had to look around the camera to see what I wrote.
Yeah, all right. It's like a big it's like a big cue card that you could actually remember.
Yeah.
It's got two things.
It just says John Dore and then heart attack.
Yeah.
Which was the whole basis of this. But we'll get into that later.
Yeah, sweet.
3 months. What have you been doing? Oh, you were doing your show. You were literally doing your fringe show.
Oh, I did my fringe show.
Barnes
Yeah.
Amphitheatre or whatever the hell that thing is called.
Pocket Theatre. I don't know how to
That's
remember
the one.
it. Yeah.
Yes.
That was good. I had lots of good shows.
Yeah.
People turned up.
Yeah.
Lots
Sweet.
of material. I was pretty chilled out about it.
Yep.
It was
Sweat.
a couple of sweaty nights.
Yeah.
But I took a little towel with me.
Ah, smart.
Yeah, and I had like one night where it was pretty full and just nobody liked it.
Oh.
And that was good because I gave up halfway through.
Okay.
And then it got mildly better. I was just telling the audience you guys are the worst audience ever.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this next bit where you don't deserve it. And then they kind of liked that.
Yeah.
That was good. It was a nice run. Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. How many shows did you do?
I did, I think, 17 in 19 days.
Jesus.
So 17 one-hour shows. Yeah.
Mate, you hadn't drank for, I think, 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, I didn't drink at all.
Did you drink on the last show?
The last show I drank.
Yeah.
And that was the best vibe as well.
Okay.
You know, that you're like, I gotta stop drinking to become the best version of myself. And then the last night I said to everyone, I haven't drank for 3 months. I'm gonna drink.
Yep.
And I had one sip of this 5-shot cocktail at the start of the show. I just had it there. And then everyone was like, yeah. And then the more I drank, the more powerful and funny and better I became.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck. I'm one of those people.
Yeah, you need to drink.
Where, I stopped drinking. That's 80% of everything good about me is alcohol. So it's not always good to quit.
Yeah, I think that's the way to go. We're not here to stop you. We're here to enable you.
Well, I honestly think I'm better when I'm drinking, but
yeah,
I've stopped drinking now for a year.
For every time I see you, you fucking stop something.
Yeah, because in that too, I had a week and a half where I was drinking.
Yeah.
And then in that week and a half,
what did you do in a week and a half?
I just gradually ramped up my boozing every single day, and then
you're one of those people that can't do it. You can't stop. You got addictive personality.
If that's even a thing, I've got it.
Yeah.
So when I'm not drinking, I'm just going to the gym and having shit tons of coffee and stuff. And
so if you're doing something, you're doing it to its fullest. If you're going to the gym, you go to the gym properly. You're going 6-7 times a week.
Yeah.
Eating healthy, doing everything you can.
I max it out until I find the next thing.
Yeah.
So I was focused on the Fringe. I did Fringe Festival, and then I drank for a week. I got the most smashed I've been in ages in that week. I did the Gong Show. You know that Gong Show that happens at Dirty Secrets Comedy?
Adam is on next week.
Yeah. That was my last. I planned months before.
Yeah.
My last day of drinking will be that Gong Show. And so I drank a week and a half up to it.
Yeah.
And then on the way there, I had a couple of beers. That starts at 4:30 or something. Had some beers in the afternoon.
It's on a Sunday, yeah.
On a Sunday, yeah. And then on the way there, I bought 12 of those bourbon and Coke cans and 2 6-packs of Budweiser, and then just took it in a backpack because it's down a little basement.
Christ.
And then drank it was all gone afterwards. I gave Muddy 4 or 5 of the bourbon and Cokes.
Yeah.
But then the rest of it I just drank, and then afterwards I got smashed. And then it was easy to stop drinking after that. The next day, I was like, this is silly.
What was that, a week and a half of just
it wasn't madness, it was just a slow ramp up. And then on the last day I was I'm quitting for a year after this. So I've got to get a good drink.
True.
Which is completely fucked. It was the worst thing to do ever because I'm too old now. I'm 44. So that's literally for a week.
Yeah.
I felt suicidally hungover, I was just like, there's no coming back from this ever. And then then I came back.
But that's why people like stay addicts, is they can't get through that like the week, the suicidal week after.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? And you push past it.
Yeah.
So you're not an addict.
Ah, there you go. I'm
Yeah.
fine. All right, this fucking year's off.
Yeah.
I'm back into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can do it. You can recharge.
Yeah. So
This is the worst like spokesperson ever.
No, this is good.
You can do it. You can fucking do it.
This has been going for like 5 minutes. I've already discovered I'm the best when I'm drinking.
Mm.
I'm not an addict,
Yes.
and I need to keep drinking.
Yeah. If I had a beer sponsor, that'd be so good, right?
The Bud Light.
Yeah.
Adam Trans.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. That'd
No.
be good.
Wait, so you turned it off, but the idea to not drink for a year,
Yeah.
was that during the... You didn't drink for 3 or 4 months, then had the blowout of a week and a half. Were you thinking during the 4 months, yeah, I'm going to have a blowout, then have a year off? Or was it during the blowout that you were like, I'm going to try for a year next time?
It was in the 3 months I actually felt so good. I was like, I'm going to, I think I need to do this all the time.
Yeah.
And then the last night of the show, I was like, oh, maybe it's better for comedy if I just drink.
Yeah.
But then...
Comedy life.
Yeah,
life.
exactly, yeah. Not a true artist.
Yeah.
And then in the last bit of after that bender, I was like, no, I've got to stop. So I just stopped. Yeah. And now I think how I feel now is I'll just stop forever. But
really?
Yeah. But that like interesting addiction
I'll
thing.
see you back in a year.
Yeah. I have a couple of days off a year from now. Well, we should do the next one a year from now.
Yeah. And
full bender.
Yeah, and you're just fucked.
I'm just completely fucked.
It's been like...
Trash the studio.
Yeah. It's been literally 2 hours of that boozing and you're just fucked.
And I haven't had a drink yet.
Yeah.
It's just all like a reflex.
Method acting. Well, that's good. Well, congratulations that you set that goal.
Yeah.
I hardly drink myself. It's not a thing of like body preservation. I'm better on it, off it, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just I've just never been that person to just sit down and drink on my lonesome.
All right.
Yeah, more of a KFC man, which is probably worse.
So you eat food, eh?
Yeah. Not well. I mean, just eat fucking poorly anyway. I think just not like a coping mechanism or anything like that.
Yeah.
But no, not really. Just booze, no. It's never been that like, oh, I've had a big day, gotta have a drink.
Yeah,
It's just like, man.
When you get that feeling, like I want to escape this reality.
I just go to sleep.
Well, that's probably a good one. How much sleeping are you doing?
Not enough. I'm not escaping enough.
So you don't feel like escaping now?
No, not really. I just fucking just watch TV and.
So is that how you?
I let my brain. I think I'm good at letting my brain turn off. I think a lot of people will sit down and go, I hate my job, I hate my life, I hate my missus, my kids are fucking retarded, whatever. And my brain just goes, and time to go into fucking sleep mode. But I'm awake. Maybe that's worse.
So wait, can you explain that? What are you doing?
I can just like watch TV or whatnot and just turn off. Like my brain.
So no matter how stressed out or anything you are, you can just naturally detach from it.
I think so. Yeah, a lot of the time.
Well, that sounds like
horrible.
To me, that sounds healthy and good.
I think so.
Yeah.
Like I don't have much anxiety. Like I should.
Yeah.
I should be riddled with anxiety.
Why is that? Because
I don't have a career. I don't have any savings. I just quit my job.
So if you go to
there's plenty of things that I, fundamentally normal person, would sit down and be like, your rent is way too high. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you know what I should do? A podcast.
Yeah.
Like I think I just there's not a it's always sunny, you know, in the future type thing. It's just like
no. Like you went to the doctor or a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
They would prescribe you anxiety. Like you need to feel a lot.
Oh, you're saying I need? Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
You know, the only time I get anxious
When's that?
now is thinking about doing stand-up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How often are you doing stand-up?
I haven't done stand-up since I saw you last.
Oh,
I was supposed to do stand-up on Monday, Funny Near the Brunny, and I was fucking crook as a dog that night and pulled out in the morning.
Crook with what? Psychosomatic?
Maybe. Because as soon as I swear to God I sent a message being like, fucking, I'm sorry I can't do this, within a few hours I went away. So maybe it is.
Yeah, so I think that's your thing.
Yeah, scared of stand-up.
Scared of doing stand-up. Because if there's one...
But I'm booked in Never mind next week. Yeah. Start sweating profusely.
Yeah.
But I probably will on the day of. I think your advice from last time is just don't care.
Yes.
Which is what I need to do.
Yeah, stop
Which
caring.
is sad. But I mean, sad that I can't not care about it.
Well, if you could switch what you do with regular life
Yeah.
to comedy life, but you can't do it with things that are important to you, the actual thing.
But if it was important to me, I'd probably be doing it, wouldn't I?
No, because that's like
Scared of rejection.
the perfection,
Let's
fear
turn
of
back
failure
on me.
thing. That just applies to stuff that you really want to do.
Yeah.
So you can do all the stuff that you don't want to do.
Yeah, true.
That dude put that in that book. What was that? The Art of War book.
Oh, Sun Tzu.
Yeah, he said like the resistance only
Tzu.
comes doing something that you want to do that's going to move you to a higher level.
Yeah.
It's like if you want to become like a janitor at
Yeah.
a fucking theme park,
Yeah.
you'll find that a very easy thing to accomplish. Unless that's your dream.
Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah.
Unless you're like, I don't know how many
It
people
sounds
are.
pretty cool, to be honest, that theme park.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe like Dave Hughes is just procrastinating on working in a theme park.
Yeah, okay.
It's like, oh no, I've got another fucking $10,000 corporate. I'll never live my dream. I'm a failure.
Yeah, I don't know. But I did.
When the fuck are you going to do a gig? When are you doing
It's
that?
next Wednesday. Next Thursday.
Where is it?
Hawthorne. Never mind.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I booked in for, because I honestly thought in my brain, which is usually what you think, I guess.
Yeah.
Why was that such a terrifying thing? Now you gotta book other gigs. Like you gotta push past this.
Yeah.
So straight away, someone reached out to me and they're like, "Hey, my mate's running a gig. You should reach out to him." So I did that as well. So I've got 2 gigs booked in now.
Yeah.
But now I've written them down. They're actually on my calendar of we're doing this fucking.
You got them on the toilet bowl, you go in there and look at it and just start throwing.
Yeah. Going through my set list. But yeah, so that's fine. I'll get back into stand up. I don't know why it's, but I know once I get back into it properly, then it's just stand up.
Yeah, every time you have a break, it's a big thing, but then you get back into it and you're like, oh, that was just all, once again it was all in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it just doesn't. My thing is it just doesn't matter.
It doesn't
I
matter.
heard Aaron Finch the other day, cricket superstar, Renegades. He just retired, and he goes, "I learned very quickly, or something." I'm going to butcher his quote, but he goes, "Doesn't matter if I make a duck or make 100, as long as we win the game. As long as it fucking."
Then we're going to go, yeah, but Finch, if you make 100, it's probably a better way to win the game.
Yeah. And then he made a duck in his final game. So he did make a single run and went out, and I was like, "Ugh."
Is that what he did?
Fairy tales.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Why are all these people upset?
Yeah.
I've got a philosophy about
He had a
this.
standing ovation before he started the game,
Oh, really?
and then made a goal. Didn't make a golden duck, but he made a duck, and I was like, "Yeah, I guess his team won, but at the end of the day,
That's all that matters.
Ugh."
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Had a superstar career. Hopefully, get him on the podcast one day. I don't know him. Hello, but it's the thing. The show. It's not going to make me or break me. Realistically, it's not my I'm going to film my Netflix special, and all of a sudden, I just bombed and tanked, and it was like, well, you fucked up.
Yeah.
But not an open mic.
Yeah, it's not going to matter.
Unless I go full racist. And I think that only makes you stronger sometimes too.
Well, yeah, it gives you more power.
Yeah.
White power.
Take back the power. So I'll get back into that. It's fine.
Yeah. I don't even know if comedy matters. How I feel about comedy now is I'm like, it's almost nothing. Well, maybe I'm just getting
You say that, but you still do it religiously.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Travel to other states of Australia to do the fucking thing.
Yeah.
Essentially doing a comedy podcast now.
Yeah.
It matters.
Hey, wait a minute. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It must
I think
matter
it's
in
just,
some way.
It's just more in your personality.
To do it.
Yeah. It's something that you know. Let's put it this way. If you had a partner that didn't let you do comedy, and there are partners out there that are very hey, I want you to be home with me and this and that, you'd probably break up with it. Am I wrong?
Yeah, the relationship wouldn't work. Well, that's what happened in my last relationship. It doesn't work. Yeah, you need to be.
You were talking about
you need
that thing of when you were like, "Yeah, I'm going to fucking focus on our relationship. It's going to be fantastic," and then within a few months,
comedy would suck.
And then a few months later, you broke up with your partner, didn't you?
Yeah.
When you took a time off stand up and actually hung out with her.
Yeah, when we hung out together, we were like, this is worse than when I was away.
So the space brought you closer together.
Us being apart. We're like, maybe we like each other. Is that what's going on?
Shit. So 3 months, so you had a good blowout of drinking.
Yeah.
You also, in that time, anything of note happened from October to now, me seeing you? Think away.
I'm just thinking maybe you know that I murdered someone. You just keep narrowing it in. You will never buy a leg.
Yeah. Actually, I listened to a bit of the Oppression Chamber.
Yeah.
I could get this wrong, but it might, because I'm just going to say it now. Did you say that you used to have a dream when you used to fucking murder someone, and then a recurring dream, and then they would be like looking for you? Was that you? Because I will say this: I've had that same dream a billion times, and I've committed a murder or something insane, but all it is my dream of being like, there's police coming, and I'm like, and then it just floods back, but I've had that dream so many times now that I don't know. Did I kill someone? What the fuck has happened? Did I murder a child when I was a child? Like.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
What is it? Why is it coming back?
Real. You need to go get bloody psychoanalyzed, hypnotized, bring stories out. I've had that. Exactly the same thing. I killed someone, buried the body under the patio where my dad lives.
Yeah.
And
yours is that specific.
Yeah.
Mine's just like the police are coming, and I'm like, ugh.
Well, it's that same feeling, which I'm like, I've done something terrible.
Yeah.
And but then the most concerning part is I'm getting caught. I'm like, I've done something terrible. Oh no!
I know what you mean.
But then the police are around, and I know where the body's buried, and then they're like poking that thing in the ground, and I'm like, it's all over. I'm going to get caught. And then just the worst part about it is waking up and then having 15 to 30 seconds with full consciousness, going, oh fuck, and then thinking, did something happen?
Yes, that was my big thing when I listened to your podcast. That you were talking about that exact same thing of going, did I do that? What the fuck? That realization and like sitting back and be like, it's just a dream.
Yeah.
But it's such a powerful 30 seconds of being like, oh my god, this is the end of us. And then all of a sudden
it's
you're just
all
like,
over.
Hang on, I didn't see that.
All over. Yeah, I didn't tell anyone.
Yeah.
And then you're like,
are we psychos?
I don't think so, because I feel maybe a little, because there's more relief. I don't know what the relief is. It's double relief. Relief of not killing someone, and relief of not getting caught.
Yeah.
And I guess next time I have that dream, I'll try and analyse what the stronger relief is. But it's like having some deep thing you don't want to get discovered or something. Yeah. But I haven't had that recently.
Neither have I.
I'll tell you about fucking this crazy dream that I had. Have you got more to say about that?
No, that's pretty much.
Have you ever lucid dreamed?
No, I haven't been able to do that. I know a few people that can do it, actually do it.
Like, really? They do training, turn the light switches on and stuff?
All that type of stuff. Yeah. But they reckon it's the most exhausting thing. Because you're like half awake and it's like you don't get to sleep properly.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, because you can lose how they described it to me is like your brain is so active that you don't go into that deep REM sleep or whatever it is, and then I'll just wake up the next morning. I didn't think that you lucid dream for 8 hours, but that sounds exhausting.
Yeah, it does sound. I guess you can do whatever you want though.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah,
I mean that's the greatest thing ever.
You just live in there. Well, this is the lucid dream I had, which speaking of things that are right and wrong and are you a psycho?
Yeah.
So I haven't been able to analyse. I talked about this on our podcast ages ago, but I haven't been able, you can analyse this for me, right?
Yeah.
So I was living in Canada at the time,
and
then I was dreaming, and then the dream was I was at a party, people I knew were there. There was a girl that I knew from years ago that I always wanted to have super hot, always wanted to have sex with her, and never had the chance to. She was there, and then I was thinking, and then all of a sudden I was like, hang on a minute, this is I'm in Perth right now. Like, I went to sleep in Canada. Like, I'm in Canada. How to get to Perth? And then I was like, oh shit, I'm dreaming. And then I was just fully lucid in the dream. And I was just like walking around this party, like doing crazy shit or whatever. And then I was like, fuck me, I'm gonna fuck that girl. Like, it's my lucid dream.
Yeah.
I can do whatever I want. And so she was in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I went in the kitchen. There's like people. It's like a regular party, right?
Yeah, just.
And then I go into the kitchen. She's there. I'm like, hey, what's up? And she's like, huh? Do I know you? And I was like, yeah. I was like, this is a dream, and I'm gonna fuck you. And she's like, what? And I'm like, no, it's cool. It's a dream. And then I go over, and she's like, hey, stop.
Oh.
And I'm like, no, I'm in my dream right now.
This isn't
real.
I don't need consent.
She's like, please stop, no. And then other people in the dream start going, hey, buddy, what are you doing? And I'm like, this is a dream. No one's real. I'm going to have sex with this woman I've always wanted to have sex. People are like, back off, get away. And then all of a sudden I got a gun.
Oh.
And then I'm pointing a gun at people going, everyone get the fuck back. I'm going to fuck this. And then this went on for like 5 minutes. I'm trying to like have sex with this woman with a gun while everyone's going no and she's screaming and I'm yelling it's a dream.
Yeah.
Then I had like one little moment when I was in there, I was like, I fucking hope this is a dream.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Yeah, and it was a dream, but I don't know about the ethics of that situation.
That you're a rapist, potentially?
Yeah, can you violently rape someone? I woke up before then.
Yeah. Did the guilt come back? I'd be like, oh no. Just like, I didn't get the fucker.
Yeah, I hadn't ejaculated.
Yeah.
But I woke up before that. But I was thinking like, what's the ethics of that? In that situation there. Like, I'm really only raping my subconscious.
It's like some like Minority Report mixed in with
Yeah.
like Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, it didn't happen, so that's good.
Yeah, I'm glad that didn't
Yeah, so it was
Should I even tell people about that?
I know, it's on the podcast now.
Yeah.
John Dore, live in Perth. I don't know. It's weird. It's such a weird thing that in your dream, that your lucid dream, that there was also people that were like, hey, stop, don't do that.
It was like Inception when they realise you're incepting someone and the subconscious arcs up, but everyone was like, hey, stop that. And I was like, I was yelling at people. I was like, this is my fucking dream.
I like how you got a gun.
Yeah, there was a gun pop there.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. We've got to watch it unpack when I go to a psychologist, I guess.
At a certain point, it did become...
We should get a psychologist in, then I've got the setup, and we can just do our wacky dreams and let them diagnose us.
It'd be a good way to get a free psych, actually. You just go, can I interview you on the podcast?
I've had one, but I forgot to go fucking insane on him.
Oh, you interviewed a psychologist?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
Yeah, it was good. We just talked about like fucking prison and this and that and blah blah blah. And
why did prison come up?
He used to work at a prison.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Well, it was interesting. It's like, but this is a good call. I'm going to get a fucking psychologist in, and then next time I'm going to be like, hey, meet my friend John.
I go, relax, it's a dream.
Yeah.
What are you dreaming right now?
I'm going to fuck this psychologist.
Something I yell before doing horrendous things. If you ever wake up and someone's in your room trying to convince you that you're dreaming, then there's a flyer for Fringe Festival in Perth.
Come to my show.
Yeah.
No, it was good. It was a good episode with Sam Rossen. But what I wanted to chat about, you had your blowout.
Yeah.
A few years ago now, you had a heart attack.
Yeah, I think it was like two or 3 years ago.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That was it was a good experience.
So
the question is, how come you haven't had a heart attack?
I don't know. I'm one of those. Maybe the anxiety is just fucking. That's the funny thing. Is like you're a fit dude. Like you actively go to the gym, work out, eat healthy.
Yeah.
It sounds like you put your body through the ringer in the past, though.
Yeah, up until I was about 30, I was like crazy.
Yeah.
But then I had like a few years before that heart attack where I was single.
Yeah.
And not all the time, but like quite a few times I just had big blowouts. Nothing really druggy.
Yeah.
But just like drinking for a few days and stuff, and smoking a lot of cigarettes and things.
Do you reckon that obviously it led to has to like exacerbate some like
that'd be good for you.
issue that you already have?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, everyone that has a heart attack, brain aneurysm, something, there has to be...
Deserves it.
Yeah.
God doesn't make mistakes. God does not make mistakes.
He rectifies them.
Yeah.
No, there has to be some flaw. You know what I mean? A healthy heart just doesn't explode one day. Does it?
Well, they couldn't find any flaw with my heart. It was a mystery.
Okay.
They said it was just some freaky thing. They were like pretty much pissed off. I was in the hospital for 5 days.
Yeah.
And they were doing all these tests, and they were they seemed annoyed that they couldn't figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And they couldn't like associate it to anything. I asked them about like vaccine. I didn't believe that vaccines give you heart attacks, but I asked them, could be that, could be this, could be
Oh,
this.
so it was around that time?
Yeah, it was like two or 3 weeks after I got the vaccine.
Oh, which one?
I can't remember AstraZeneca. I can't remember.
They're not going to sue you, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't want to lose my sponsorship.
Yeah. I'm sponsored by Pfizer anyway.
I don't know which one. But all my more anti-vax conspiracy friends were like, "Fucking no vaccine."
Yeah.
I was like, "It's not the vaccine." And they're like, "You can get a $20,000 payout." And I was like, "It is the vaccine," but they don't want to give me any money. Yeah.
So you had a heart attack. Your friends trying to convince you that it was AstraZeneca related or Pfizer or some Moderna thing. But let's start from the beginning because we've jumped too far. What the fuck happened? So how did you wake up one morning or the day, night, whatever, just had a terrible feeling that you've murdered someone. That goes away.
Yeah.
You go about your business.
Had another quick nap.
Yeah.
Committed some self-assault.
Yeah. So
a regular morning.
What happened? Like, paint a picture of how does John Dore have a heart attack?
Alright, so the preceding 5 days I had terrible sleep. I don't know if this has anything to do with it.
Yeah.
Terrible sleep. It was the day after Melbourne Cup, because I remember I worked in a kitchen on Melbourne Cup.
Yep.
And I had like 4 hours sleep. I mean, I don't know if I'd been like drinking the week before, but for Melbourne Cup I drank a shit ton of like caffeine just to get through the day.
Yeah.
And then because I drank so much caffeine, I didn't sleep much again.
Mm-hmm.
And
you're a chef by trade, aren't you?
Yeah, chef.
Yeah.
So
you guys are all fucking intense. The work's fucking manic.
Yeah, it's like a big full-on day.
Yeah.
Where and it's fun.
And you're on your feet all day.
On your feet, on your feet, working hard all day. Plus the lead up to that, I've been like gigging most nights.
Yeah.
And then,
so you're fucked. You're running off like caffeine, and that's it.
Yeah, and my body was like.
You weren't boozing?
I felt completely fucked. I can't remember if I drank in the week before that. I didn't drink.
But you hadn't been no bender or anything.
I don't think so. I can't remember.
I blacked out so many times I can't remember.
So didn't sleep much that night, and then the morning I woke up, hardly any sleep. I had a fucking terrible headache, and I wanted to go to the gym because for the next 2 days after, I wouldn't be able to get to the gym.
Yeah.
My schedule wouldn't allow it, and I was completely fucked. And I was like, oh, if I don't get it in, I don't get it in. So I summoned up.
If I don't get it in, I'll get sick.
Yeah. I won't feel high. I'll feel anxious during the day. And then I made like a super strong coffee. This thing, I didn't tell the doctors this, but the more I thought about it,
I forgot to mention that I
fucking to yourself.
ran a marathon.
Because this is what I realised is, I think maybe I accidentally had like 700 milligrams of caffeine that day in the morning.
See, this is another thing that I'm weird. I don't drink coffee. Once again, not a fucking choice of body's a temple. It's just, I just never did it. So, is that a lot?
So that's a lot. So I didn't realise.
What's a normal shot of coffee?
Normal shot of coffee is about, I think the average is about 75 milligrams. So
and you had 700.
I've worked it out.
Well, we worked out we had a fucking heart
I
attack.
think maybe, which I haven't really talked about before. I said to my partner in passing, I told her that. She was like, that's a lot. But she didn't understand the seriousness.
I'm looking at your fucking little coffee thing in a gym shaker there. Am I going to have to perform CPR?
Well, that's the heart attack episode.
Yeah, we'll both.
I was going to kill myself. No, but
it's a dream anyway, it doesn't matter.
I didn't look into how much caffeine is in a certain amount of thing. So you go to the gym.
Batch.
People have a pre-workout when they go to the gym, which is like 200 to 300 milligrams. The strong ones are like 400 milligrams of caffeine, which you have that and then it's got other stuff in it, beta-alanine and taurine and stuff, and then you go there and you can work out super hard. But everything else aside from the caffeine is just bullshit that's in the supplement. The main thing that works is the caffeine.
Yeah.
The beta-alanine makes you feel tingly, makes you think something's going on. So
what's the tingly for? Just a placebo?
Yeah, but it does something to your capillaries or something like that. But it doesn't.
Heart attacks?
But I didn't have pre-workout. But I was feeling
just
tingly.
I was feeling
tingly in my capillaries.
You're like, I'm naturally tingly anyway. I don't need taurine.
Veins are popping out. Yeah. So I basically, I don't know how many months ago, 6 months ago, I worked out how much caffeine is in what. And then I thought back to the morning of before going to the gym, and I was so sleep deprived that I was just making my own coffee with coffee grounds at home. I just get a scoop, in a tablespoon, and then put it in a pot, and then just tip boiling water on top of the grounds, stir it around, and then when it sinks to the bottom, I tip it into a big container.
Yeah, like a gym shaker.
And then, just into another pot or something.
Yeah.
I was living by myself then, so I had 2 pots, no glasses. Just the need to work out. Mattress on the floor.
Yeah.
It's like a ripped homeless man.
Yeah, fucking...
And then, and so I tipped some cold water into it and then just scull it. But then I was going back through to how many scoops I was putting in. I think that morning I put 10 tablespoons of coffee into this thing, and I was like, I'll just drink a little bit of it, but I was all out of it. And so I drank some of it, and I was like, is that going to be enough? To make me work? So I just drank and then looking back on it, I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if that was 700 or more milligrams of coffee in one go, because after I worked out the amount of coffee I was having, caffeine I was having, I specifically worked out by having just no dose, which is 100 milligrams.
Doesn't that shit... Wasn't there swimmers and stuff that had no dose and went spastic?
No, it's just caffeine and a little bit of niacin and stuff, or nicotinic acid. So it's just caffeine basically.
Yeah. What's the equivalent of how many shots of a coffee?
So one no dose is 100 milligrams of caffeine.
So it's a shot and a half.
So it's a shot and a bit, shot and a quarter. If you go to 7-Eleven, have a double shot coffee, you're getting at least 100 milligrams of caffeine. So that no dose is just a double shot, maybe less.
You've learned about all this crap through just working out?
Yeah, just working out. There's a few things that, most supplements are bullshit.
Yeah.
So there's 3 supplements that are good: creatine, protein, and caffeine. Everything else, very little evidence for. And if it does work, it's all the last 0.5% of performance.
Okay.
So if you're completely optimized as an athlete, these other things will give you that extra half a second to get your nose across the line and beat the last dude.
Yeah.
So really the only things that work with it: creatine, caffeine, and protein powder. But even then you don't need the protein if you're getting enough protein. Stay healthy is what I say. Now here's a story of me ingesting 700 milligrams of caffeine and blowing up my heart.
Welcome to TED Talks.
Welcome to TED Talks. The psychologist says everything's okay.
Yeah, I am going to track down a psychologist, and we're going to have the John Dore psychoanalysis.
I went to a psychologist.
Well, you're going to go to a fucking other one. It's going to be a podcast.
It didn't take.
Yeah.
But yeah, I measured out. Anyway, and then when I was had got no dose, and I was so this is actually 300 milligrams of caffeine.
Yeah.
And so I had that before going to the gym, and that was much less of buzzing me up than
the day that you...
than the day that I went went to that gym, and then also just other times where I've just eyed it and gone, I think this. And then since then, I've gone, I was having lethal amounts of caffeine every now and then, just accidentally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that to me is a little piece of the puzzle. But I actually haven't talked about that too much. I haven't told my family and stuff. I haven't explicitly said that to my girl.
I'll send her the podcast.
Yeah.
I need the downloads.
So I smashed this giant coffee.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to the gym and I'm right now I'm feeling pretty good because I'm fucking
tingly.
Yeah. And then I'm at the gym and then I'm doing halfway through my workout. And I would go to the gym for 2 hours because it's just off my tits. It's an addictive thing.
Yeah. Because I'm an addict. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. And then I was doing lizard crawls in the gym, which is like you crawl like a lizard, good for the core, good for the...
Up a wall?
Yeah, no. You have that much caffeine going on.
Yeah. So what is that? Well,
This guy's pre-workout.
Yeah.
He's just sucking. I want to be like that guy. Then he just falls off. Like maybe
someone Mortine him. Yeah.
Spray the PT sprays you with Mortine. Hit you with a fly swatter. Put you in a fucking plastic container.
We'll put him outside.
Yeah.
Nah, so you're doing...
Put him outside.
You're doing lizard crawls.
Yeah, so I'm doing...
But that's not just a euphemism. Like you're doing...
They're called lizard crawls.
Okay, I thought it was some drug.
So it's like... It's
you're on the ground, yeah, and you're just fucking like stretching.
It's one of those gym moves that you have to put yourself in the mindset of I don't care what I look like.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
Rango.
Like you look You look pretty crazy.
What the fuck's it for?
It does like your core and.
You stretch out real far.
You're basically like walking in a push-up sort of thing. Like
I do them all the time, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
I call them blue tongues. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how Tait came into this.
Yeah.
Just crawl shit.
That's why the aircon's on.
Yeah.
So you're doing lizard crawls.
Yeah, then I just feel like a pang in my chest, like bang. Like
did you think... You'd probably go into this if I let you. Did you think you just tore a pec or did something like that, like muscle?
Yeah, I felt like I just, pinged a muscle. It felt like I had, in my mind, it felt like there's like a band or something in your chest. This is my own biology that isn't real, but it felt like that sort of snapped or something. It was just like a back twang. And I was like,
wait, hang on. You just made up a random band.
Yeah, in my mind I was thinking about like,
what could be in there?
Yeah, what could be in there?
What makes up John Dore? It's just elastic bands wrapped around the inside of a fucking
like
golf ball.
Yeah, a band type thing. And I felt like that had snapped. Like in my chest somewhere, there was like a twang. And it was a strange feeling, almost like something you hear that doesn't make a sound, just like bang. And then it was like achy and sore. And I was like, that's pretty weird. But I just kept working out. And then as I kept working out...
You have a drink of coffee.
Well, I'd already smashed all that coffee in one go.
Yeah.
So I kept working out, and then the pain sort of went from like a sharp little twang and just became blunter and spread out, and then ended up just like in between my shoulder blades, just like a dull pain that was getting more and more intense. And I've been doing deadlifts, so I thought maybe
Were you training well?
I was pushing. My body was fucked though because I hadn't slept enough like that week or anything. And I pushed through the workout, and then when I left, I felt like in a lot of pain. I felt sick. I went to the shop and bought Panadol. Had a bunch of Panadol, and then went home. I think I had some Nurofen at home. Then I was going for a walk with my mate. So at that stage, that twang was 2 clots going into 2 different arteries, and.
So that's the start of the heart attack?
That's the start of the heart attack.
A lizard crawl?
A lizard crawl, yeah. Yeah, I haven't done them since. I haven't got back on the lizard, so to speak.
Yeah.
And then the ramping up of the pain is just then gradually getting pushed further and further into the arteries and blocking them more and more and more. So I kept working out, like, just like fucking pushing them in further and further.
So you were having a heart attack at the gym?
Yeah, I was having a heart attack
and working out.
The last 45 minutes of my workout, I was working out while having a heart attack.
Yeah. Wow, that's impressive, though.
Well, that's what you can do. You can achieve that when you take massive doses of caffeine and get in the zone.
Yeah. And act like a fucking lizard.
Yeah. God strikes you down.
Yeah.
Like you should.
Yeah. And then so you got too strong, and then...
Yeah. Well, I did feel like I had a good chest. I've said this before. I was like, fucking, there's got to be growth after this. I know it. Because you have to tear the muscles up to get them to grow.
Grow in your heart.
Yeah, I'm going to come out of this super strong.
Yeah, father. Yeah. So hang on. So when you break this imaginary band, right, then the pain is isolated in one spot. So we're talking, I'm just trying to get a pain threshold of where we are.
Yeah.
So you're doing the lizard fucking crawl, the band breaks. Mm-hmm. What are we at? Pain level? The initial start of the heart attack.
Not much, probably probably like a 1 or a 2, really.
So just a twin.
Just like a nothing to be concerned. Like that's strange.
Yeah.
And then working out more and more, and feeling a bit sick as well.
Okay.
Like a sickness ramp, like a nausea feeling ramp.
Do you ever get feelings like that at the gym? Like you work out that hard that you get to that point?
That happens not irregularly, but it's not. It's acute, so it'll come on and then go away after like you've done something intense.
Yeah.
So not continuous, but it wasn't worrying enough until like towards the end of the workout. It started to. I was like, this is like. I felt like I snapped the top of my spine or like done something.
So the band had broken at the back as well?
Yeah, the band pinned at the back, spine popped out. But yeah, it just felt like my spine had cracked a little bit or something. I was trying to like think what could this pain be?
Yeah.
It was in between my shoulder blades. I wasn't really feeling anything heart-wise or
because all the pain was now
chest-wise. Yeah, and I wouldn't associate like pain like around the spine in between my shoulder blades with a heart attack.
Yeah.
So that pain just ramped up. So when I left the gym, maybe I was at like a 5 or a 6 because
Okay, so it did get quite bad.
it got to the point where I had Panadol at home, and then I made a point.
Panadol.
I made a point of going to the shop.
Heart attack, Panadol.
When your heart's exploding, Panadol. I made a point of going to the shop to save like 3 or 4 minutes on getting Panadol because I was
okay, so you were like on the way home, you're like, I need some pain relief.
Yeah.
Panadol.
Yeah. And
a Powerade, I think you said.
Panadol and a Powerade. Yeah. And
walk it off, chair. Powerade. These gains, baby.
Oh shit. What else? Like I got veggie chips. I did my shopping as well. I got the Panadol. Had those in the store.
That's like you explaining to the doctor later. Like, what did you eat today? You're like Panadol, Powerade, veggie chips. Yeah, that's it. I don't know what kind of causes this fucking heart attack. Have any coffee? No, I don't think so.
I had 1 coffee.
Yeah.
It was in one
2-liter coffee. Yeah.
But I don't know if it was the coffee. Like, it sounds like that's a part of it.
I think we could. Yeah, I reckon. I like how you're like, I think it sounds like it's a part of it. I think it is the part of it.
This is one of those things I haven't really talked this through with anyone before.
Yeah.
So now I'm like soundboarding it off you.
Yeah.
And I can see in your eyes. You're like, obviously.
I think. Well, I don't drink coffee, but as I said, it sounds like it could do some damage.
Yeah, I think you can jack your heart up. You
can too. But I think you can.
When I was younger, I like sat in my car and drank. I think I drank like 8 Red Bulls once before going into a club when I was like 20 years old. But that's a different heart. The heart of a 20-year-old.
Yeah, it's true.
Versus the heart of a 41-year-old man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those 8 probably fucked your heart, and then you've just
put it. Yeah, it's like a ticking time.
Yeah. The fuse is just like
just needs to be set off. Yeah.
So veggie chips are in your system. Panadol, Powerade. You're like, I'm back, baby.
I couldn't eat many of the veggie chips because I felt too nauseous. Then I went home, and then I was going for a walk with my mate. So like,
when did you go? You know what? I feel crook. I probably should still stick to this little walking date with my friend.
Well,
normal person will just nap and die in their sleep.
Yeah.
But not John Dore. He goes, I need to get this walk in.
Yeah, well, I didn't see my mate that often for a walk, and I think I'd skipped a couple. And I'm feeling like you with the comedy. I feel sick. I'm not doing it. So I went, and then I think I was waiting for her to come downstairs, and like I was on the front steps, just going like
lizarding,
and then doing the involuntary lizard crawl. That's the curse. Yeah. Forever ye shall be a lizard. And then she came down. I was like, I can't go on this walk. I think I've snapped my back like from doing deadlifts. And
she's like, you weren't lizard crawling again, were you, Dore?
I told you about those lizard crawls. Yeah, this is just an excuse to get out of going for a walk with me. And then she's a pharmacist.
Yeah.
So she said to me, she said,
come with me and I'll give you some down there.
Yeah. So she said, do you want me? I can call my dad. He's a doctor. She goes, I can call an ambulance. And she goes, also I've got Valium, Tramadol, Endone, and a couple of other things. And I said, don't worry about your dad.
Is she a real chemist? Or
She's a real pharmacist.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like a legit one.
Chemist.
Yeah. And then I said, don't worry about the ambulance, because like ambulance is like $1,200. So never get an ambulance.
Unless you pay for your ambulance cover, which is $40.
Don't do that, bro. That's silly.
Yeah. Lizard crawl to the end of the hospital.
You can just lizard crawl there. And then, so she gave me Valium, Endone, Tramadol, and then I took that.
Heart attack number 2.
I took that and went home, and like driving home was just like fucking like I was like hunched over in the car.
Oh, so you're still fucked?
Oh, completely fucked.
So what pain level are we at now?
Oh, I reckon it's a 10.
Wow.
And then I was just going like I was like riding around driving home, and I was like, well, once the Endone and Tramadol and Valium kicks in, I should be like.
So you just had a cocktail of
just
craziness.
get through the thing. Is that even craziness? I mean, that's just painkillers, and
I think Valium. I don't know what Tramadol actually
they're
is.
just strong like painkillers, like opiate painkiller things.
Opiate. Well, that's probably going to do it. Yeah.
And then the Valium.
I mean, she's a fucking pharmacist anyway. Actually, you're in great hands.
Yeah. So I took that, and I went home and just laid on the ground.
Back to lizarding.
And then the reverse lizard.
Yeah.
And then the pain just ramped up. Like if it wasn't at a 10, it wasn't a 10. If it was at a 10, it kicked over into imaginary numbers that don't exist.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I got to get to the.
You live alone in this.
Yeah.
This is why people men who live alone die. Because they're like, I'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Well, I thought I would be. But when the painkillers didn't do anything and it kept hurting more,
You're like, fucked.
I was like, I got to get to the doctors. Then I was like, I'll call an ambulance, and I was like, I don't have cover, so I just fucking basically crawled out the front and went on the tram. Lizard crawled again, and then just called the tram to the emergency room. And
that takes you straight there, doesn't it?
yeah, I was like only like 10 minutes away. I think 5-10 minutes from St Vincent's.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then went in there, and then they didn't take me too seriously because I was like,
because you crawled in.
this asshole, we're making it wet.
Sprightly fuck.
Yeah, and then it took ages to get. It took like half an hour to 45 minutes. They only let me in.
Oh, so the triage people were just like, nah, take a seat.
Yeah, they said you can wait because I was like in super pain, but I was being like polite. I was being like nice and stuff. And it's no good. Like another guy just wandered in screaming. They put him back. He was in a wheelchair. They didn't ask him any questions. They just put him straight through.
Rolled him through.
Yeah, and so only when I said, "Do you mind if I lay on the floor?" Because I'm in so much pain. And then the lady goes, "But the floor's dirty." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't."
You're like, lizards don't care.
Yeah. I said, I don't care. I'm just going to lay on the floor. And then for some reason she was like, "We'll get you in straight away."
Yeah.
Like he doesn't care about the dirty floor.
I would love to see what colour you were. If you were like fucking looked visibly like grey or whatever.
I was pretty pale. It was a photo I took that I sent to some people. Then they put me through, and they gave me some fentanyl and stuff.
You have had the best day.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. And then they did like
Did that help?
That helped a little bit, but only when they found out that I was having a heart attack. Like the guy gave me an angiogram, and then they said the guy goes, "Actually, you have a heart attack." And then they gave me like this stuff called clot busters, they call it.
Okay.
And it got rid of the clots. Pretty much like you could feel it, just the pain going away.
Oh,
yeah.
So you had okay.
Yeah. So the once the clots went away, it was fine, and then there was just a little bit of damage that kind of they said will like repair itself. And they did like tests and stuff for 5 days. Couldn't figure out what had happened. I didn't tell them about all that coffee. I was like, yes, I'm quite a mysterious man. I've been living it. They asked me about my lifestyle as well. I was like, oh, I just got to
tell a few jokes. I like to keep active. Yeah. Go to bed pretty reasonably.
Well, I didn't tell them about like all like going on benders and stuff like this. And like I look pretty fit.
Yeah, you're not giving that. Yeah.
So they were like, this is a mystery. And in my mind, I was thinking, I can think of some reasons, perhaps. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you honestly at the time think to yourself, I'm not saying that? Like when people go to the doctors and they're like, how many drinks a week do you have? And they're like, I wasn't going to be honest with them. But it's the company you want to be honest with?
Yeah. They asked me, I think, about smoking and stuff, but I hadn't been smoking around that time.
I didn't smoke as well.
Yeah. I I'd smoked that week or not. But yeah, I don't know, in my own mind, there's like a lot of stuff. I was like, yeah, I can see how I could have a hard. Like a lot of stuff, I'm like, yeah, like to be alive. Like if I wasn't alive, I wouldn't be surprised.
Ah, okay. So you've done some bad things to your body, is what you're saying?
Yeah. So yeah, it wasn't that shocking. And for some reason, I didn't really take it like seriously the whole time it was happening. And I don't think I have at any point.
I don't know if
there's something wrong with my mind or something.
But have you done your calf? Or why do you use your leg? People can't see the low shot of you, but you've got a Did you because you had that last time you were here?
Yeah.
Have you have a calf issue? What the fuck is going on? Is it related to the heart attack? Is there?
No, it's a DVT, which is I've got a blood clotting disorder, which the doctors.
Oh, no, hang on. The guy with the blood clotting disorder had a heart attack?
Yeah, and it was blood clots. But
did you tell him that?
I did tell him that, and they got excited about that because they were like, "It's solved." But then they looked into
I put a little fucking thing on my leg. It's solved.
Yeah, my heart's fine. It can't be that. My heart's fucking fine. They were like, oh, then it's easy. You got that clotting disorder, the clots. But then the thing is, the clots only happen in the veins, and then they can't get to the arteries in the heart.
So you got
because they have to go through the lungs. So there's no way they can get through there. So they had to rule that out. Except for this is the funny thing about doctors. They were like.
Disappointing.
No, because they're trying to figure it out, like they're detectives.
Yeah.
So they stand around and they're like, the clots couldn't get through the lungs, and then they're like, he's got a hole in his heart. They're like, because they're just standing next to you talking.
He had a hole in your heart?
Well, this is one of their theories. That he must have a hole in his heart so the clot can get through to the other side, not through the lungs, and get into the arteries.
Yeah.
They're like, so a hole in the heart, and I could hear them talking, and they're like. Because they're trying to figure it out. They're like, well, it couldn't have been the blood clotting thing. So they get sad when they can't figure it out.
Yeah. Because they're all fucking autistic people.
They're logicking. You're like a little puzzle. Clicking,
yeah.
And then one of them's like, he's got a hole in his heart. And then they're all like, it's a hole in the heart. He's got a hole in the heart. Yes. And then they turn.
He's got a hole in his heart. He's like, what the fuck is going on?
Got a hole in his heart and he crawls like a lizard. Cunt's jacked up on 700 mil. No. And then so like he's got a hole in his heart, and then they're all happy, and then they turn to you and they go,
yeah.
We think you may have a hole in your heart. Like they say they're all sad, but they were all happy a second ago. And then they do it, you're like, oh, but they're like, I just heard you guys high-fiving over there. Like, you're like, yeah! And then they do like a test, they stand around, they get pull out some of your blood, and they put it in 2 syringes and go and do it back and forth till it turns into like a red foam, and then they inject that into into your arm, and then they monitor your heart. And they get you to do some sort of move. They monitor your heart and to see if the bubbles go through to the other side of your heart. So they're all standing around like going like, this cunt's got a hole in his heart for sure. Yeah. And then they do the test, and none of the bubbles go through. And so they're basically, you see all the doctors, they're just like, fuck! And then they turn to you and go,
good news.
Good news, you don't have a hole in your heart. But they're all sad now, because they haven't figured it out. Yeah.
Alright, I have no idea what we're talking about. No, you having a fucking...
Well, having whole.
Oh yeah, the doctor's been, but they are. That's the thing. They're like super autistic fucking puzzle put it together as.
Yeah, puzzle put it together, and also the other thing I realised, well, it's not that difficult to be a doctor because all that they just go run some tests.
Yeah. And
then the people do the tests, and then they come back with the results of the test, and the doctor looks at the results, and if the results don't go, we've solved the problem.
Yeah.
The doctor goes, run some more tests. So I can do that. It's like being a detective. Like you go to the scene. It's very simple. Go to the scene. You say.
Yeah, a detective would be harder, I reckon.
I reckon very easy. Because you just.
Alright, we're gonna get a psychologist, a doctor, and a fucking
and a detective.
Yeah.
And go, I could do all of your jobs at once, easily.
No, I'm going to be like, oh, fucking psychoanalyze this fucking...
and then
this lizard human.
But no, if you're a detective, you just go and you're like, I got an idea. You're like cordon off the area, question everyone, call in forensics, see if they find anything. CCTV, check the CCTV. That's it.
That's pretty much my idea.
Look for suspicious looking people.
Yeah. Suspects, yeah.
Yeah. That's it. That's detectiving.
That's, true.
You have a hunch. What's your hunch? Have a hunch. The guy...
He's got a hole in his heart.
The Scooby-Doo mask. It seems very easy to me. It doesn't seem difficult.
The only job that I reckon I could do... Well, there's many jobs I reckon I could do straight away. But I could literally get a job at Subway tomorrow.
This is your dream.
No, it's not a dream. I just could do it.
Something you could do.
I just know the process of Subway. You know, you go there, hey, what bread would you like? And you go, what meat? Salads?
You picked it up.
Salt and pepper? Fucking sauce? Cookie string? No. Okay, boom, $13.50. That's the job. Like, I know the process from
a lot of these
finish.
jobs are a lot more complicated. There's cookies involved.
I don't think you have to make them.
Napkins and things. Yeah, they're bought in.
So you reckon Subway's easier or harder than detective or doctor?
I put them as pretty much the same thing.
Same people.
I think pretty much.
I don't think a doctor could make a sandwich. They could diagnose why it's not fucking right.
Surgeon could, good with a scalpel.
Yeah, see, they're specialists though. Doctors are not... Actually, I want to have some doctors on, so I don't want to slag.
I'd say 50% of working doctors are people that have just fucking started doing it with no qualifications. That happen all the time.
Maybe in other countries.
No, not a week goes by you don't see some dude that's been doctoring until he's 90 and then he gets found out and shamed. Meanwhile, he's kept a whole community almost healthy for years.
True.
They get caught out. You could just people do that all the time. People become doctors, lawyers, and then they...
Are you saying without fucking qualifications, you rock up like me in my fucking makeshift podcast studio and be like, hey, I'm also a doctor.
You put a GP sign out the front there. Yeah.
That's porn. I think you're going real life with porn.
I'm just going to film this. Bizarrely, he filmed every illegal consultation. I think a couple of Panadol and some bed rest.
Yeah.
You prescribe that to everyone. And I'll need to feel your breasts.
Yeah.
But I'm a man. I have no prejudice.
Yeah.
No, but you can start doctoring. Like, whenever I go to the doctor... And
do you?
I have to go now to get medication and stuff. But you could go... I mean... It's not ethically the right thing to do, and you'll lose a few. But you could do some.
What's that lump on my neck? It's mosquito bite. Don't worry.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It's getting
let me touch your tits.
Speaking of lumps,
How do these ones differ? No, sorry, we're off topic. You had a heart attack, hole in your heart, and go. The doctors are like, I'm sorry, you have no hole in your heart.
Yeah, so then they had no hole in the heart, which made them sad. But and then because I had the blood, I got like a blood clotting thing. So I had I had like a big clot in my leg, like a big giant blood clot in my leg. That's why I wear the stocking.
Yeah.
So the blood.
I thought you were a basketball player.
It makes me look athletic.
Yeah.
When in actual fact, I'm almost
crippled.
Dead. I'm actually crippled. Yeah.
So wait. So you had a blood clot in your leg previously?
Yeah.
A while ago.
Yeah, in my 20s. So I didn't know I had this blood clotting disorder.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kicked a punching bag.
Yeah, taekwondo.
Which caused a little trauma in one of the veins in my ankle. My ankle swelled up, went down, swelled up, went down. It was doing that for a couple of weeks, and I didn't really pay any attention to it. And then I was in Perth then. I flew to Melbourne to hang out with my friends.
Yeah.
And I just drank for 5 days. And I can't remember drinking any water in that time. I was just like drinking. And then on the last day before going home...
And he had a heart attack.
That was my
20 years later.
my fourth heart attack. That was the cause. That was the...
Maybe you'd had one before.
Maybe I've just been having a heart attack.
Yeah.
It's been all heart attack.
My band's been sore my whole life.
It's just been clots slowly, mysteriously working towards my heart.
Yeah.
But on the last day of that, I helped my mate put a spa in. So it was like 40 degrees. I hadn't drank water for like 5 days. I just drinking booze all day.
So
and then just sweating. And then I found out afterwards I just got so dehydrated that my blood just what's called like sludgification or something. Like it just got.
It's not.
It's just like it is.
Is it?
I think that's what it's called, sludgification.
I needed Jamie to look this up.
Yeah.
Whoever came up with that.
Don't look this up. And then the platelets of your blood are just like confetti going through a garden hose.
Yeah.
And so there was a little bit of trauma in my ankle there, and then it's almost like the clot like crystallizes and just goes spreads up the whole leg. So I woke up the next day, my whole leg was just like doubled in size. I thought I'd pulled a muscle, and all the veins were just like, because all the blood had to not come up the main return valve.
Yeah. They
had to go up all the veins and capillaries around. So like it was just going like just like the veins pulsating out of my leg. I was like, fuck, I have pulled a muscle so bad here. Like extreme, like limping, painful walking. And
your pain threshold is pretty amazing though.
Yeah, maybe it's my stupidity threshold.
Same thing.
And then I went back to Perth, and then I put up with that for.
You had to fly.
I flew. Yeah, I was drinking like bourbon and coke on the plane for the pain, and then I got back to Perth, and it was like 5 to 10 days of like my family and girlfriend going, go to hospital. I was like, it's fine, it's a pulled muscle, it's going to go down.
Yeah.
And then like on like the 10th day, I went to the GP. The GP goes, go to emergency straight away. And then I went to emergency, they did an ultrasound, and they were like, you've got a blood clot from like your ankle to your groin. And they gave me Clexane. They said like at any moment in the past 10 days, this could have snapped off and just gone into your brain or your lungs, and you could have had an aneurysm, just drop dead.
And you had it like that for 10 days?
Yeah, I was just like limping. I was working and shit.
What the hell?
It was dumb, yeah.
And the doctor was like, you could have died at any moment.
Yeah, because it can snap off. So the clot can break at any time and then just go. Like when I went to emergency, they said like, they laid me down, said don't move at all, and then have Clexane to dissolve the clot.
Yeah.
And just hope nothing happens in the next like however long it takes to dissolve it.
You're like, please don't sneeze, please don't sneeze,
yeah.
please
but
don't
before
sneeze.
that, like I was just at work doing service and shit.
Yeah.
Jumping around, getting pissed, so it didn't hurt. Yeah. So there was that clot. But now my leg's permanently like fucked.
Like as in like you can work, obviously walk and
yeah, it's just fucked because the blood pulls in there, so I got to wear a stocking, and then if I stand up for too long,
as a chef, not bad.
Yeah, chef, stand up comedy.
Yeah.
It like pulls in my foot, and then my foot just starts to die because no oxygen gets to it. So like my ankle's got like a spot where it just continually dies and grows back. It's like scar tissue. It's pretty yucky. Yeah. I don't show it to someone until I'm like, brilliant. You know when you're in a relationship, the first time someone goes, I love you, and you go like, really? Forever? They go, yeah. And you're like, well, I'll just take this off then.
Okay. Let's go back to the fucking hole in the heart.
Yeah.
So the doctors are like, there's no hole in your heart, Mr. Dore. And you're like, oh, good.
Yeah.
And then what happened?
I already
so you're just lying down in bed.
Yeah, that's like the 3rd or 4th day, I think. Like,
yeah, so you're in for a while.
I was in there for 5 days because they're trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And then, but that was pretty much it. Like, they did a whole bunch of tests. They couldn't figure out what it was, and then on the 5th day, they were like all kind of dejected and everything because
all down on themselves.
Yeah. And the doctor said,
meanwhile, you're getting stronger. You're just like, I'm the best. And they're just like, he's not going to make it.
Nothing can kill me. Yeah. And so, they said, we don't know what happened. Just seems like some rare event. This is what the doctor goes.
Yeah.
He goes. It just seems like some rare event that probably shouldn't have happened, and probably won't happen again. I was like, what? and then I was like, so should I be worried? And then the doctor goes, there's no point worrying. And I was like, but should I be worried? And he goes, there's just no point to worry.
That's the worst advice I've ever heard.
And then I was like, so what happens now? And he goes, you can just go. It was like,
Lizard crawl your way out, champ.
you crawled in, you crawl out. Yeah. So then I just left. And that's it.
And now I'm here.
Now I'm here.
Well, wait.
Now I'm here drinking coffee.
This podcast is brought to you by Nespresso. No drugs you've got to take for the rest of your life? Any...
Yeah, I take a statin and then some other thing and some other thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's...
Initially I didn't take the statin because I watched some YouTube clip that was for some reason there was like a confluence of things about there's like a whole internet community on like
conspiracies.
Statins be bad. This is one of the last
statins be tripping.
Yeah, who does statin? Yeah. But there was like this was like the last part of my conspiratorially mindedness sort of stuff. I don't think I've got any left in me, but they're always blind spots. But I was like, I'm not taking that. I'm not taking that statin because I just don't think it's good for you. And then I didn't fuck your doctors, fuck your detectives, fuck your psychologists. I know what's good for me.
That's right.
Strong coffee, lizard calls, no statins. These are the things that are good for me. I decide what healthy is. This is healthy.
Yeah.
I'm healthy.
Or dead leg door.
So that was the worst part about having a heart attack. Is because like I'm into health and fitness.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Just insane.
But one of my favourite things is just giving advice to people, which I've stopped doing now. But like,
because you were like fucking.
I'm like, you need to do this and this and this and this is what.
And then you had a heart attack.
I had a heart attack, and then you're like, it's very difficult to give health advice to people. I get a heart attack.
So realistically, I'm probably more suited to give health advice.
Well,
because I haven't had a heart attack.
Well, I disagree.
Okay.
But
welcome to the debate.
But the common man,
Trump versus Biden.
The common man would think you,
no,
because the heart attack.
Commentator's dumb as well.
Hey,
my mate in WA runs like 10Ks every day. He super healthy, super duper fit. He had a heart attack. He has one of those little. It's not a pacemaker. It's the thing when your heart. It's when your heart stops and it literally goes like it gives you like a. I think a pacemaker keeps the regular beat. What he has is a little machine in there, like a little defib machine in his chest. And all of a sudden it goes. If it's irregular, it'll fucking give him an electric shock.
It's like a shock collar for a dog, but it's on your heart.
Yeah. If he barks, he's fucked.
Yeah, the bad dog. That hard.
But yeah, he's got that and he's fit as a fit.
Yeah.
But in saying that, the only real thing that I've had is gout.
Alright.
Yeah.
Gout, the king's disease.
I call it that, and then people are like, go away, fatty. But I think it's hilarious. It's horrible, gout.
Well, that's uric crystals in your joints.
Yes. From not enough water consumption and poor diet.
Yeah.
So.
How close do you
fly to the sun?
I was thinking Icarus exactly. How close do you Icarus to the gout?
So lately, better. So last time we did the podcast, I was 135 kilos.
Yeah. How gouty is that?
That's pretty like you could get that probably like with as I call it the biz, a bender of shitty eating and poor. But now I'm down to 115 kilos. I haven't had any sort of close to gout related thing.
So it's a certain weight. You get up to a certain weight, then you just
but it goes like you're at a certain weight because you're eating horribly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So some people I know get gout from they're the fittest of fiddle and they just have that hereditary
gout.
Yeah. So they've got to take like tablets and stuff in the morning because they'll just get it.
Yeah.
You've got high levels of uric acid naturally.
Yeah.
But mine is through perseverance.
Yeah, it's fine. So do you know, like, at a certain point you're like, if I eat this jam donut, I'm getting gout?
I'm not that. Some people will eat...
You have disdain for the jam donut thing.
Yeah.
You don't like that jam donut?
Yeah, no, I love jam donuts. That's what I mean. Like, I can power through, like, heaps of shit.
Yeah.
But some people will like, if I eat fucking onions or something, whatever does it. Like, I don't even know enough about it to...
But you know when you're going to get it. When it's going to happen.
You just wake up the next day.
Oh, so you don't have moments where you're like,
Surprise
I'm
me
going to
out,
pay
that's
for
what I
this
call
tomorrow.
No, I don't have that.
Yeah.
Some people do, because I naturally don't drink that much.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to.
Why don't you drink more?
I just haven't been gigging or doing anything, so I'm just not at bars.
Yeah, and you don't like drinking by yourself.
Yeah. The only reason I really drink is when I go out is to support the venues, so money's coming in, so they keep
the
nights on.
going.
Yeah,
nice.
That's how I fucking do it.
Yeah.
And it's nice to fucking chat to someone, have a beer.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
But
Yeah.
I've never had that fucking someone has like, oh, I can't drink because I'll get gout.
Yeah.
I've never had that type thing.
I worked with a dude called Shaq in Canada,
Yeah,
and he was gout-ridden.
it's fucked.
Yeah,
It's
and-
so insane.
He would just come limping into work every morning, hungover.
Yeah, see, that's
Like,
his.
and like just like limping all day, and he's like, I can't. And then he would go out and get smashed again in the evening. Like it's just a cycle every day. He's like, I've got to stop, and then he was
It's-
coming fucked.
People ask what gout's like, and for me, and I think I don't get it bad compared to other people. But imagine you go to bed, you wake up, you get past the dread of murdering someone in your fucking sleep,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you get out of bed and you're like, did I just viciously roll my ankle?
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah. So all of a sudden you're like,
And then it's like that every day, like all day.
it's like that all day, yeah. It might be for like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
And then it's like this weird like line over your foot, like if I remember.
Oh, you can see it.
No, you can't see it, but it just feels like you've got like pressure.
Yeah.
That's how I get it. Some people get it in their joints, like in their big toe
Yeah,
and
I've
stuff.
seen pictures. I've looked it up.
People get it in their knees and stuff. I don't get anything. It doesn't even swell. It doesn't do anything. It just in there hurts. That's it. But
Yeah.
I think I get like the most mild version.
Yeah.
But that's still painful.
Yeah.
So if you got proper gout, fuck that.
Fuck that. Well, I'll tell you this story. You can tell me whether or not it's true or not, but it's been told to me as a true story.
Yeah.
This is like, you heard me talk about this before. My Uncle Sam and his gout.
Is it one of those stories where they had to put something over their feet when they sleep?
This is the story my dad told to me is true. Is that my Uncle Sam,
Yeah.
he would not go to the toilet, not urinate, because he just didn't like it. I don't know if he was shitting. I don't know if that was okay, but he didn't like to urinate.
Yeah.
So he would just not, and then it would hurt, and then the pain would go away, and then he'd be like not needing to piss, but then he would get severe gout.
Oh.
And he went to the doctor, and the doctor said to him, Uncle Sam, you need to start pissing.
You need to piss.
You need to piss, Uncle Sam. And Uncle Sam said, I don't like pissing. I'm not doing that. And then the doctor was like, you got to it. He said, no. And the doctor said, all right, we'll take these tablets for your gout. Then Uncle Sam started taking gout tablets. His gout went away, and then he didn't piss. But Uncle Sam, don't piss.
Victory drink.
My dad used to work with Uncle Sam, and he said, Uncle Sam...
He actually didn't piss.
Uncle Sam never pissed?
Never pissed. Wait. He never needed to take a piss.
Never needed to take a piss. But then my dad said, my dad used to work with Uncle Sam, like in roofing and stuff. And
Which is his brother.
Brother-in-law sort of
okay.
thing. And he said at the end of the day, Uncle Sam, like he wouldn't sweat either from anywhere on his body. He would only sweat from his feet. And then at the end of the day, he said...
That guy's married in, isn't he? He's not a Dore.
Hey? He's married in. I wish I had some of those genes.
Yeah.
Because I hate pissing too. But I've never been able to find a way around it, like this fucking genius. But Dad said at the end of the day, he would see Uncle Sam wringing out like litres of liquid from his socks. He just sweat through his socks. But he never pissed. My theory is he was just pissing in his fucking
Yeah, I just don't piss. No, he just meant to say he doesn't,
What's that?
He doesn't stop to piss.
What's that? It's sweat.
Yeah.
Mysterious. But anyway, that's the story. Never pissed, sweated litres of liquid out of his feet,
But got gout viciously.
got gout viciously but took tablets, the gout went away. So that's it. Would you take that deal? You no longer need to piss. At the end of every day, you just got to wring litres of liquid out of your socks.
Absolutely fucking not. Pissing is not that hard.
I don't mind pissing either.
We're talking about shitting. Shitting's a different story.
Yeah.
I don't want to wring shit out of
You're
someone.
gonna bring your shit out of your boots.
Yeah.
Well, it's harder to hide the shitting. If that whole story went the same way with shitting, and you were like, but at the end of the day, Uncle Sam,
He would throw up shit.
he was emptying. He only shat out of his feet. Yeah, there's something going on.
He threw out his socks every day. Yeah. No, that's an interesting.
That's the truth that I've grown up with.
Uncle Sam, eh?
Don't need to piss.
Do you think that's real? Or your dad's just fucking with you? Is your dad a funny dude?
He's a funny dude, but he's told me that as a real story. Like, he told me that. I remember hearing that story for the first time when I was like 11 or 12. There was people.
He's like, John, this is how your lizard crawling. Sam,
this is the thing.
Yes.
But no, it was told as one of those serious things after Dad had had a few drinks. And there's like people around or whatever.
I love you, but Sam don't piss. What?
But no, it was like he leaned in. He was like, your Uncle Sam doesn't piss. And then he told that story. So I remember
Russian
like
sleeper agent.
I remember like being like, fuck. Like, and then that was like a real true thing. There you go.
Medical marvel. Old Sammy. Sammy, the opposite of sprinkler.
Yeah.
You've really, like, that's just a... It's just a... Is he pissing? Now I'm just convinced that he's pissing into his fucking pants, shoes, socks.
But it was like stubby shorts time. He was wearing shorts like I'm wearing now. You've got to get the liquid down there.
Yeah.
I understand on the face of it, that's a sounds like a terribly untrue story. But that's what.
I piss a lot more now though, as like once I was in my 30s.
Yeah.
Just one day, just fucking like.
Yeah.
Instead of going like, you know, X amount of times a day, it tripled.
The next thing will be, I have prostate cancer.
Yeah. You're all skinny. Just like, I'm dying. I think that's a normal thing though, isn't it?
Pissing more?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. This is all just like this episode is just all going into body horror now.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what I'm here for. Actually, it says John Dore heart attack on the fucking. It should be John Dore heart attack and Sando piss.
I remember I had got like an STD when I was in my early 20s, and rather than go to a doctor and get antibiotics because it was some sort of chlamydia or something, so you're just weeping pus out of your dick.
Yeah. I like how you pointed at your eyes when that was going your dick. You're weeping because pus is weeping out of your dick.
And then so it's fucking messy and disgusting and horrible. And
your dick.
Like, yeah.
Now?
No, but I kept the underwear as a reminder. Never again. 2 more times again. So I just drank water. So like the pus would come out at a certain rate, but if you pissed, you'd get like half an hour of no pus while your dick had to fill up with pus again. So I just drank for I don't know how long before I went to the doctor. It seemed like months. I just spent all day just drinking. I remember people at work going, "You drink a crazy amount of water." I'm like, "Gotta stay hydrated." Because I needed to piss every 25 minutes, or I'd weep pus out of my dick. Then I just did that for a couple of months instead of going to the doctor, which I think was the right decision.
There's a long storied history with you not going to the doctors and just persevering through some sort of voodoo magic.
It's just laziness. Like just too lazy to.
You don't like doctors? Showing your dick's not fun. I've had to do that to a doctor.
Like, I'll show you dick to the doctor.
Yeah. They're like, you're already a big bulb build, whip it out. And I'm like, alright.
Well, you know the crazy thing about doctors is you can just walk in there and show them. It's the only place you can just walk into a room and you can go, "Hey, what do you think of this?" And just pull your dick out.
Nothing to do with it. Like you can be like, I've got the worst headache, but what do you think of this?
Check this out.
Yeah.
Is this alright? Is this okay?
Yeah.
You have to be like, Gotta get them to hold your balls and stuff. You just show them any part of you.
People would. There would be 100% people would go there and would just be like, "Man, I'm just gonna fucking, I'm a creep. I'm just gonna go fondle my balls."
Well, some people go to like prostitutes and stuff with fetishes of just like to get someone to look at their asshole and stuff. Which that seems crazy to me.
I thought you were gonna be like, "Yeah, can you check out this rash?" Just confused everywhere you go is the wrong thing.
Well, apparently they look at you first. My mates that have been to prostitutes say they make you have a shower and then they look at you to see if you've got any diseases or anything.
Do they have like a chart? Like a healthy person, and they're like...
They've got like
Is that a crab?
Years of traumatic knowledge.
Yeah.
No one's got crabs
Cats do
anymore.
look like that, yeah.
No. Did you ever encounter crabs?
Like as in the pubic lice or the beach?
Yeah. Because they don't exist anymore.
Yeah, apparently it's because of people shaving.
Yeah, no pubes.
Mm.
Yeah.
We never have a fundraiser for that, do we?
No.
Pubic lice.
I've got a little jar.
You're just selling them.
Yeah. Like an endangered species. No one gives a fuck.
Yeah,
Well,
it's funny that, isn't it? That we
Yeah.
don't give a fuck about, like the rhinoceros could go and everyone would be like, this is fucking bullshit,
Yeah.
humanity's horrible, and then it's like pubic lice and it's like, it's disgusting.
We don't want it.
Yeah.
It's speciesism.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're telling me if someone had rhinos running around in their pubes, they wouldn't care?
Yeah. It'd be small.
Yeah.
No, I've never had any pubic lice.
No, me either, but my mate did.
Good old fucking... But
No one got
what's
crabs
your thoughts on
Favourite STD? It's AIDS, because it's treatable and it's a funny word. You're like, I've got AIDS! And also being anti-AIDS is like, what would you call it? It's like almost bigotry. You know?
Yeah, true. It
So,
is. It is because it's.
So you get yourself some AIDS,
Yeah.
and then if someone wants to have sex with you, you're like, you fucking bigot. It's
Yeah.
the AIDS, isn't it?
Fine. I won this battle. What was I going to say? Have you? What's your stance on brothels?
Yeah, you gotta be able to pay a woman for sex.
Yeah. Okay.
Otherwise, what justification do you have for calling them whores? No. Brothels, sex workers. That's fine. That's good. Male and female sex workers. There should be sex working. It's good for society. Some people.
I think they've worked it out, haven't they? That it actually reduces like crime or something, like because in societies and countries and stuff where there's not brothels and whatnot, that it has to be done legally, which causes pimps and things like that. Which meaning in Australia where it's all regulated, taxed, it's an actual job.
Yeah.
That weirdly, that it has actually made it more safe.
Yeah, you got to get it within the purview of the government to make it. Yeah, regulate it, make it safe, and also, you don't want like horny fucking dudes, like sexually frustrated men. Are just.
I'm listening.
I just don't take this personally, but they're fucked.
Yeah.
Like they're just a dangerous. Fucking,
the ones that are fucking causing trouble.
Yeah, they're like turn into incels or get caught up in like crazy ideology. Like sexually frustrated men are no good. So there should be somewhere you can go to pay some money and get rid of that.
Oh.
And kill a woman.
No, I meant incels. What is an incel?
It's an involuntary celibate. It's like it's a community. You know that like one of those dudes drove his van through a bunch of people? It's like, I get no pussy! He just killed everyone.
Got a shag and wagon as he was running.
Shag and wagon. Oh, it's ironic though. It's a sad shag and it's a non-shag and wagon. But no, it's just dudes that...
So they're just fucking nerds.
Basically basement-dwelling nerds, and it's like, community that formed online, and they've got an ideology that...
Women are scum or something?
Basically...
That's just mine. No.
Yeah, it's an ideology, like almost like conspiratorial type thing. It puts you into the centre. There's nothing wrong with you. The women are the problem.
Is it always women?
Yeah.
So there's no incel women?
There might be, I don't know, but it's the dudes.
Their ones aren't trying though. Like you could be a troll monster woman and you can still get banged.
Exactly, it's a lot easier.
A lot easier.
Yeah, I used to have this argument with my ex-girlfriend. She's like...
Yeah, listen, I'm only fucking you because I have to.
It's either this or be an incel. Yeah. I'm only fucking you so I don't become a crazy incel.
I'm doing it for us. Society. No. What was the argument you had with your partner?
Oh, she used to go like...
Don't tell me she said it's hard for women.
She said it's hard for women, yeah.
For what?
To have sex with a man.
Actually, I will say this. It would be harder for a woman to know the true intentions of a man. Because for men, it's either I want this to be my partner or I just want to shag this chick.
Yeah.
Then there's two options. I think obviously women who like sleeping with dudes, fine.
Yeah.
But there wouldn't be as many that are just like, I just want to fuck this dude, that's it. Whereas dudes are like a strong 50-50 of like, I can remove everything other than sex. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like guys are much more inclined to that. And I feel
We're insane.
Yeah.
We're fucking bonkers.
Yeah.
But we'll...
No,
it'd be hard being a chick though.
I've done 5-year relationships just off, like, want to have sex with someone. Oh, now I'm in a relationship.
Oh.
You know? Like,
What, so you would just...
I think that's common in dudes. Where you want to have sex, and then you just go crazy in the mind, wanting to have sex.
Yeah.
And then you, like, have sex with a woman and say nice things to her.
Yeah.
And then, I've done this before, and then you don't want to be like, oh, I don't want to be a horrible person, I just use this person for sex.
It's
you're like,
5 years later.
get into a 5-year loveless relationship with them.
Yeah.
This is a much nicer thing
Maybe
to do. Yeah.
should I waste 5 years of their life?
Yeah.
Or 1 weekend?
Obviously the nice thing to do. Yeah, I'm a nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so you've just gone through... So not wanting to hurt someone's feelings, just stayed with them? Or just convenience of being like, fuck, I can't bother dating?
I'm just starting off having sex with someone, and then...
Yeah, that's how it always works. It's just dating.
But then you don't want to be in a relationship with them.
Yeah.
And then... But it just kind of happens, and then, like, me personally, my MO was to do that and be too much of a coward to get out of it. to go, no.
Hopefully I'll die soon.
Well, I fucking legit, in one relationship I had, I was like, I'm going to drink so much. Because I was, like, polite and nice, right?
Yeah.
Not like a violent, crazy person or anything like that, but I was like, I'll just get this person to break up with me, because I was like a coward. I'll get this person to break up with me. And I was like, I was drinking a lot anyway. I was like, I'll just drink so much, it'll come to the point where they'll be like, you need to stop drinking or I'm leaving.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, I never stop drinking.
Yeah.
And then, so I was
love to drink more than I love you.
and then I was just drinking like crazy every day for months and months and months.
And you're telling me you had a heart attack?
Yeah. But then the girl I was with...
Wait, how old are you then?
I would have been 28.
Yeah.
And the girl I was with was just like, oh, you're so crazy, so fun. Like, I was like, I'm killing myself. Like, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
We just stayed together.
Have another drink.
Yeah.
Was she a big drinker?
No, she wasn't. She wasn't drinking at all.
Oh.
I was just getting wasted all
She
the
just
time.
loved the show.
How's this person going to possibly stay with me?
Yeah.
And she just stayed with me. Yeah. And eventually I had to like I broke up with her. I was like, I can't do this anymore. She was like, all right.
She was like,
I was like, this is going to destroy this woman. And then she was like, okay.
Yeah,
Then like a year later, she had
break.
kids and was super happy. I was like, oh, I went completely the wrong way around that.
there is not many things in my life where I've gone like, this is going to be horrible. I can't have this conversation with someone. This is going to suck. Whether it's like with a chick, quitting a job, whatever.
You just do it.
But then no. I'm just saying it's always built up in here so much. And then I do it and it's never been that bad.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, leaps and bounds from what was fucking going on here. I'm like, I don't know where I'm going to have to bury him.
Yeah.
But then I talk to them and they're like, oh, no, it's fine, it's alright. It's just a book, return it when you can. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah. I find the same thing, yeah.
Brains are too powerful.
Yeah, put you in a funny spot. And I feel like I used to think I was more important than I was. So like I'm with someone or working at a job and I was like when I leave, everyone's life is over.
Yeah, everyone's going to quit.
Yeah, it's got to be the worst thing. And then you just quit or break up and then everyone's just like, you're like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
And you're like, what?
Yeah, finding a new job and you're like,
yeah.
Oh.
But everyone does that all the time. People stay in relationships just for fucking ever out of that fear.
And then they break up at like fucking 65.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, the strongest couple. It's like, I haven't fucked in 25 years.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, the long relationships. That's the other thing. People in super long relationships where you're like that. But you never know what's going on. And how many relationships do you see just fucking like, this is my paragon fucking platonic object relationship that I look at and then they just break up. They're like, yeah, we're there.
Yeah, and you're like, oh my god, if they broke up.
Yeah.
But it's the ones who never argue, the ones who never fucking like...
There's no point.
There needs to be like I think you need to flush out certain things.
What do you mean flush out?
Well, if you're unhappy,
Yeah.
if you just bottle it up and don't say anything,
Yeah.
you just build resentment.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you're in a relationship and you're like, hey, fucking Maureen,
Yeah.
stop talking
Shut the fuck up, Maureen.
while I'm using the microwave. I like to hear the popcorn pop.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
And you need to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we're stronger than ever. It's just like,
That's how my relationship now is with
with that lady.
with old Watson. Yeah.
What? So you two will be like, no.
No, like now my relationship is we were talking about it the other day, any of those little slight annoyances, I don't let any of them stack up. So I'm just constantly berating and belittling. No. But
I've broken this woman down.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
It just stands
Does
in
she
the
do it
corner.
to you?
Yeah, she tells me, like, that's at the start of the relationship.
She's like, listen here, fuck no.
Yeah, and I was like, I like this. I do need someone to say, listen here, fuck no.
Yeah.
All the women I've liked are the ones that have gone, I'm putting up with your bullshit.
Yeah.
Because I'm like,
yeah.
oh, thank God. Like a boundary.
Yeah. I think you need that.
Yeah,
Just
I
sitting
need
here
a good
listening to
boundary.
you.
Anytime I've been out of a relationship, I just spiral off into hell. Yeah. But yeah, any little annoyance as it happens, like we kind of had the rule: you say it before you're annoyed.
Yeah.
So like,
okay.
my partner's a terrible driver.
Yep.
And she's the passenger. I drive. And then everything that happens, she goes, slow down, and then she like gives like faulty directions and everything like that. And I drive like a maniac a bit, so it's not all her fault. But
I can see that.
Yeah, but then I'm like super zen about it. Like I'm like just what. But then the other day,
Is she from Melbourne?
she's from Spain.
That's not Melbourne. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the other day, I was like, this is almost starting to annoy me. So then I was
Oh, with her going like,
yeah.
oh,
So then we talked about that, like before it annoys you, like when you just start sensing it. So there's never in our relationship, there's never any bottled up,
yeah.
and that's
So
the
it's
way.
consistently like just a drink being opened. It's not like a cork of a big fucking
Yeah.
champagne thing exploding.
And then you deal with it. Well, because in my other relationships, I've always been like,
I'll give this another 3 years.
yeah, exactly. 3 years of me skulking around the house, making snide jokes about things. Oh yeah, fantastic. Yeah, just doing crazy shit. Yeah.
But it works though? Like
Yeah, it works very well. It's a very grown-up way to do it because when you bottle it up, you don't say anything, and then they just stack up. And each thing is so small, it's not worth addressing, pretty much. And it's easy in the moment to have a 5-minute conversation about something that is starting to annoy you. Is harder than letting it annoy you in that moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
And also too, like when you let things bottle up, it gets to a point and you just overreact, and they're like, "Where did this come from?"
exactly. You
Yeah.
overreact in one moment, like that person will come in and
With a van and run down.
don't like eat like a little bit of ham out of the side of your sandwich, and then you'll
Stab
stab that person.
it.
And then as they're dying, you'll try to explain, you've been doing this for years and I haven't said anything.
20
Some of the
years.
responsibility is mine, but you shouldn't have been doing that.
Yeah.
Why can't you read my mind?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just say it beforehand,
Yeah.
before you're annoyed. That's the way to do it, and it's very good. So like I say to my girlfriend, or my fiancée,
Oh.
yeah, all the time.
Is that new?
Yeah, a little bit.
In the last 3 months?
Yeah, it kind of was like a gradual. I don't know when it happened.
Oh.
It's like a gradual
She's
thing.
like, she saved up for the ring, bought the ring,
Yeah.
and then gave it to herself, and now we're engaged.
That's how it's happened.
Yeah.
Inseminated herself.
Have you been married?
I have been married.
I know this. Yeah. But it wasn't like a real, like a.
It wasn't
in
a real
your
marriage.
in your eyes. It wasn't a real marriage. For the people who like are listening to this podcast and be like, why does Tait weirdly know things? The Oppression Chamber is a podcast that John's a part of, which isn't going on anymore.
It's defunct. It's over.
Well, hopefully one day it comes back. But
never listen to the Oppression Chamber. Never.
anyway, if you think John is fucking a character now, listen to the Oppression Chamber, because there's a lot of excerpts of obviously your life and stuff.
Yeah.
But which is funny because you're telling stories to your friends that I thought would know these things, but then you're telling them and they are just as surprised. They're like, holy, when the fuck did this happen? You're like, yeah, it's fucking like a couple of years ago.
Yeah. I used to be a lot crazy when I was young. Because the whole thing about that is like I present, and I'm very polite, and I always feel very normal.
Yes.
But then I think that makes crazy things I've done in the past seem crazier.
Yeah, that is a good point.
So
yeah.
So
you wouldn't think, when I listened to that shit,
yeah,
I was like, John did that.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
Yeah.
And then you listen and talk to you more in depth, and you're like, it checks out.
Yeah, yeah.
Heart attack actually checks out.
Yeah. No, it's a combination of just fucking. Yeah, no, something's going on. Something crazy. But I can tell you, I can tell you about that wedding if you.
Yes.
Well, I'll just if you're just saying, I say to my partner all the time now, like when we're talking, like
fiance.
My fiance, like I haven't got any little bad thought at all in me, like
Oh yeah. So
anything that
open, honest.
Anything that bothers or annoys me about you, by the constant glasses and shit whizzing by my head, because we've talked about it.
Yes.
So there's nothing. So I can I go to bed at the end of the night, and like we're looking at each other, and I'm like, there's nothing in here. But every other relationship I've ever been in, I've just had mountains of like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
And then also like crazy shit that I'd like cheating and stuff like that, and like just like promises like things like I don't want to be in this relationship fully or whatever. Just all this stuff where I've never had like been able to purely look at someone.
Yeah.
But in going into this relationship, I was like, I'm locking that down from the start.
Yeah.
So like, and all my horrible whatever, you're going to know exactly about me on every level.
Yeah.
From the start.
So first date, you showed her your foot.
Just like a doctor thing. What do you think about this? Check this out. So that's the way to do it. Anyway, you just do that with someone.
So be open and honest. If you're in a relationship, ladies and gentlemen, from all corners of the globe who weirdly listen to this podcast, you go in there tonight and you tell your missus how much
you bare your heart. Yeah. Unless that doesn't work out for you.
Together.
If you're not good looking, you can't do that. You need to be at a certain level.
That's actually a good point.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to wrap this up, but I want to hear about you getting married, because it is a funny story. Not funny, but it's different. Because it's not I'll let you say it. So you were married once?
Yeah, I was married. So it was while I was in Canada, which I told that story earlier. I was in Canada because I was with a Canadian girl.
Yep.
And then to get her back into the country, well, I would just get married. That's an easier thing to do. Mm-hmm. So she lived in Australia for like 2 years. I went to Canada for 14 months. And then we got engaged. I came back. And then she was coming over. And then we got married when she came back, just to get her into the country.
Yeah.
And so, and I said to everyone, like, me and this person are getting married. We've been together for like 4 or 5 years. It's not a real marriage. It's just for immigration reasons.
And they were like, yeah, okay.
And then everyone was just like, but you love her. I was like, yes, I love her. And they're like, and you're getting married. I was like, yes. And they're like, so it's a real marriage. I was like, no. I would never get married in my entire life. I would never get married at all. I don't believe in it. I don't want to do it. It's just like we're boyfriend and girlfriend. Nothing has changed. We're just getting married for immigration reasons. And then my mum's like, we'll have a little celebration.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, we can have like to celebrate that she's in the country, I guess. And then it just built up and up. And every step of the way, I was saying to everyone. And then like the girl I was with is like, because I was calling it a sharriage. Which is a sham marriage.
Yeah.
I was like, do you want to come to the sharriage? My partner's like, stop calling it a sharriage. I'm like, well, it's not a real marriage. It's not, we're just, and she's like, no, it's not. And she's like, but I'd like to say vows. I was like, what? we're doing vows now?
But you had been together for 4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years, yeah.
Okay, and loved each other.
Loved each other, but I was like, I would never get married. I don't know, we're boyfriend, girlfriend. And
we need the psychologist.
We're not, I was saying we're never going to get married, and also I was young. I was like, the chances of us. This is how cold I was back then. I was like, The chances of two people staying together for the rest of their lives at our age is nothing.
How old were you?
I was like 22 or 23.
Okay, so yeah, okay.
Which is quite wise for a 23-year-old and quite cold for a human.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like, there's a chance we'll probably break up. That's what happens. The chances of us just finding each other and doing this, I wouldn't get married. And then it built up, and then she goes like, I want to do vows, and I was like, vows? And then she starts writing vows, and I got to write vows, and then my family, my fucking family organised, we're going to be on the beach, so they organised this area on the beach, and then some other people I knew were like, we've rented out this fucking Mercedes fucking car thing for you. I'm like, what's going on? This is what, and then what's going on? This isn't a real wedding. We're just doing this for immigration purposes. And then my parents were like, we've got caterers for back at the house and stuff. And then it's like turns it's like 100. There's DVD of somewhere of us walking around some rocks on a beach and 100 people going, yay, cheering.
So a legitimate marriage.
Well, it wasn't. I believe I'm right. I was right about that whole thing. That wasn't a real marriage.
No, but it was a marriage ceremony. Like
there was a marriage
official?
Ceremony. There was.
It was official?
Yeah, there was little kids carrying things, jets flying over the jet.
Yeah.
But
shark attack was perfect.
yeah, someone time. Yeah. And yeah, then we did all that. I remember at the actual wedding. Mm-hmm. Like people are like crying and stuff and going, oh, this is. I remember saying to people like at the wedding on the beach, thanks for coming. And they're like, oh, it's such a special day getting. And I remember trying to explain to people on the beach during the wedding, this isn't a real wedding.
In your suit. This is your best man making a speech.
I was saying to like friends and family, like, this isn't real, you know. This is just for the immigrant. And everyone's looking at me like real weird, like yeah, like I'm doing something crazy. Yeah, and then at the reception, I was saying the same thing. Like, this is.
Did you do a speech?
I don't think I did a speech.
No. Okay.
No. Yeah, I was like, this isn't a real wedding. We're just doing.
It was marriage celebrant.
Yeah, it was a celebration.
They super confused.
I think we couldn't say it too loud around them because they're not allowed to just do that. Yeah. But yeah, so it just blew out of proportion and became like a wedding. Whereas I feel like I was the only person in the village that maintained their sanity because from the start it wasn't, but then it just every single person involved, it became like a marriage, and then I was just like, this is not. And then we got like divorced a few years later. Everyone's like, oh, divorce must be tough, and I'm like, well, we're never married. We're never ever married. What are you? They're like, oh, he's not taking this too well.
He's in denial.
Yeah. So that was.
But you were together for like 7 years or something in the end. 6, 7 years.
Yeah, probably about 6 years. Yeah.
Fuck, you've had some long relationships.
Yeah, it's 6, 3, 9, and then this one forever.
Ah, nice.
There
Well, hopefully you get married and you're not the whole ceremony being like, it's just a visa purposes.
She's already got her visa.
Ah, okay.
But if I want to live in Spain,
okay.
Madrid, expat comedian.
Yeah. Make it big over there.
Yeah.
Well, this has been a pleasure.
Yeah, it's been nice.
I hope to see you in 3 months, and I am going to try my best to get a psychologist on.
Do you reckon I need a psychologist?
No, just be funny. For the both of us.
Yeah. I honestly...
You'll freak out and sweat, I know that.
Yeah, I will. Well, I used to speak to the psychologist over the phone, like Zoom. And I used to sit in my car sweating, talking to them.
Was it hot? The windows went down?
That was like winter. It would just fog up. Yeah.
So you were just nervous? Were you honest?
I was completely honest. Which is just horrible to do, because it's just a voice on the end of a phone. I did voice calls.
It's like, how are you today, John? And you're like...
I feel better than I have in years. Alright.
Yeah, I broke the band in my chest again.
And snap.
Yeah. You're going to do some shows in WA though?
Yeah, I'm doing, if you're in Perth on...
actually, this is like 8 weeks until it comes out.
Alright. Yeah, fucking anyway.
Yeah.
I think
what are you doing in 8 weeks?
What will be 8 weeks? I don't know. I'm having a baby soon. Yeah, I thought I'd leave that till the very end.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So you're having a kid?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Well, is it too late?
Oh, we've got like 4 minutes.
Oh, alright, yeah.
So you just fucking
Just fucking.
Just fucking happen.
Just fucking, baby. Yeah.
So, planned? Fucking to happen? You just happy miracle? What's the go? I'm a psychologist now. You let me know.
It was
$200 session.
Yeah, it was planned.
Nice.
Planned. It was the decision.
Yep.
We're doing it. It's a boy. His name's Martin.
So you'll keep it.
Yeah. No need to leave it out in the snow. Yeah.
Martin.
Little Martin.
Yeah.
Little Martin.
Oh, that's the coolest thing. It's going to be bilingual.
Yeah. Not if we raise it right.
Yeah.
We'll be doing any of that.
Spanish.
Yeah, good, happy. Feel good. So I'll probably not drink for
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, I think I'll just like be solid now.
You'll
I'm a
lose.
solid person.
Yeah, sick. And a dad.
Yeah, I'm going to be a dad, pass on all my wisdom,
Yeah.
which will mainly just be the oppression chamber.
Yeah.
When he gets to about 5-10 years old, I'll go, all right, here is the combined knowledge of all of our culture. It's in here. I fucking worry about that kid. Like, can you imagine, like, in sort of like 20 years or 15 years, the landscape of society, and then all the horrors of the oppression chamber? Like, the kid's going to listen to that. Do you ever think about that? Like all the crazy stuff you say. Because
I won't have kids.
You what? That's what I thought. I thought I wasn't going to have kids.
Or I'll do you. I'll just be like in my 40s.
That's the way to do it.
Hot Spanish missus. Fine.
That's nice. And also, yeah, I feel like
One.
I'll have a kid for like, I think I'll be dead by the time I'm 65. So it's 20 years of having a kid.
Yeah, and they get you in like your glory years when you're like sort of
on oxygen.
Yeah. No, just like, you don't give a fuck. Like, my dad was a character.
Yeah.
He was a card, as we used to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. He used to tell me about his sham wedding. Sharage.
Yeah, sharage.
I can say
How
that.
are we going? I don't like you calling it a sharage.
Yeah.
But it's a sharage.
Yeah. Still referring to mum as your friend either.
She's my mate. What's your take on that wedding though? That wasn't a real wedding.
It was a real wedding in the sense that it was a wedding, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I know exactly what you're trying to say. You're like, the only reason we're doing this is so, let's call her Cynthia, could stay in the country.
Yeah.
Like, we would not be getting married otherwise. I'm a young guy. The only reason it's happening is because we have to do it.
Yeah.
So that's where I see it.
Yeah. So
now, the other side of the cold, callous hand of John Dore being like, we're not going to be together forever.
Yeah.
What's the fucking point? But we got to do it. We got to try.
Yeah.
That's the loony part.
Yeah, that's a terrible attitude. That's a truth. That's a
It's
true.
honest.
That's a true thing. But you can't. There's no room for that sort of truth.
No, you can't. Can't be that truth.
No, in like a relationship, because then it won't have a chance. It's just built on. It's built on.
True.
Yeah, no one wants to be in a relationship.
Yeah, you can't be too honest though.
No, you can't.
Yeah, like
for life or anything.
No, especially like if people go like, "Oh, how do I look?" You're just like, "Fuck," you know what I mean? Like,
you look great.
Yeah, you look great. Your partner, even if they don't look great, whatever.
Yeah,
you would never get a job in your life if you were honest.
Oh yeah, job. Yeah, of course not.
No.
Like, why do you need this job? Money.
Yeah.
I need to have money so I don't live on the
I
street.
make poor fucking decisions all the time.
Yeah.
One of them, not going to university and not studying.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm here.
Yeah.
But number two, fucking.
Any
you been to a brothel?
any under 50, 45 grand a year job. Don't ask people why.
Yeah, just accept,
why do you need this job?
Just accept there was mistakes.
Yeah, there's been mistakes.
You had a cool life? No, I was in prison. Okay. Yeah. You had a cool life? Yeah, I travelled all through my 20s and
such a cool life.
Oh, yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. That's why you didn't get a uni degree.
Yeah.
Because you were off doing stuff. Fine.
Yeah. Just fucking give me that fucking mop.
Yeah. just at that theme park.
Let me hang my head at this theme park. That was my subconscious dream, to be a janitor. Yeah.
Really? You've got a bit of, like, Goodwill Hunting in you.
the genius janitor. My fucking old retirement plan used to be a fucking drug dealer. I thought when I'm 70 I'll just be a drug dealer, start making money. Then if I go to jail, that's fine.
Yeah, you won't feel your fucking ass anyway.
Well, that's why I thought no one rapes old dudes in jail. Okay. But then I was talking to people and like, no, old dudes, they get it pretty bad.
It's like, yeah, they're number one target.
Like, that dream is over then.
Yeah, well, there's always something else.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been John Dore. Is it Dore John?
At Dore John on Instagram.
John spelled J-O-N though. knows.
Yeah, there's a good clip of me blowing my fucking knee out. I blew my knee out.
Oh yeah, fuck. That's insane.
Check that out. Oh, we'll talk about that.
I need to put that up as a link.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. That has been the episode. Even I just realised this is going to be 2 episodes. So.
Oh, fucking sweet. Yeah, thanks for having me, man. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we will be back shortly. I don't know. I'm going to fucking turn this.